What's up guys, it's Criddle here from the AnimeBallZ team with another This Is. This time on This Is, it's time to kick back with Rideback.
Off the tracks.
So Rideback is the story of Rin, a former ballerina who was going to be, #1 and take after her now dead mother as far as being an amazing ballerina. She has a fall, stuffs up her leg and can no longer be a ballerina. She ends up going off to this university just to essentially get herself a normal life as a normal person and leave the ballet stuff behind. She ends up getting involved in this group called the Rideback Club. Ridebacks in this series are these sort of like robotic motorcycle things, robotic motorcycles, because all motorcycles are robotic. But the motorcycle can transform into a kind of small mech where you still ride on top of it, but the wheels sort of swivel into arms and, into legs, and there's actually arms on the side which help stabilize you while you're riding, and they sort of like grab the ground and spin you around and stuff like that. So she starts to get involved in this, and she starts off by piloting this one called Fuego, who is just this really temperamental sort of bike. And because of her ballerina experience, she's very well balanced on this thing. So she gets very, very good very, very quickly, and everyone's like, whoa, she's really good. And, it starts to, spiral from there. She starts to get involved in racing as like an actual professional sport, and, gets involved with that. But there's also this whole backstory of this terrorist organization that's trying to take over the world using ridebacks, and sort of how things fit in together. I don't want to spoil too much, but it is this overhanging thing going on. And I like that we've got this story that's running along, but you can see all this background stuff that starts out as really small, like news articles and little bits here and there, but as the series goes on, it starts to build up, and you realize, hang on, this terrorist stuff is actually a pretty big deal. We should probably pay a bit more attention to this. So I don't want to go too far into the plot of this series, because anything I say basically from this point will ruin the story, and I've just knocked my earring out. So yeah, I don't want to go too far into this because it is going to ruin the story, and essentially all you need to know is Rin starts out as this very timid girl who isn't very confident on a rideback, but once she gets on it, all of that disappears. She becomes purely focused on this rideback that's in front of her, and that it becomes her world, and she's able to jump with the rideback and do all sorts of tricks and moves with it that a novice shouldn't be able to do, but it is that ballerina experience that helps her do that stuff. But let's leave that alone. There's enough about the plot to sort of, pique your interest, and let's have a look at those characters and who voices them as we look at
The good, the bad, and the dubbers.
So Rin is voiced by Tia Ballard, who is Happy from Fairy Tail, Onui from O-Edo Rocket, and Eris from Cat Planet Cuties. Tenshiro is voiced by Brian Macy, who is Oolong from Dragon Ball Z Kai, Scarlet from Strong World, the One Piece movie, and Zonge from Toriko. Tamayo is voiced by Stephanie Young, who is the voice of Nico Robin from One Piece, Arachne from Soul Eater, and Freya from History's Strongest Disciple Kenichi. Haruki is voiced by Mika Solusod, who is the voice of Soul from Soul Eater, Kobe, the adult version, I think, from One Piece, and Midnight from Fairy Tail. Shoko is voiced by Christy Kang, who is the voice of Kagami from Psycho Pass, Levi from Fairy Tail, and Tonko from Rosario Plus Vampire. Suzuri is voiced by Trina Nishimura, who is the voice of Lan Fan from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Mizune from Soul Eater, and Shigure from History's Strongest Disciple Kenichi. So Rideback is a series that sort of fits into that slice of life and supernatural sort of techie sort of sci-fi sort of area. Not really supernatural, more of the sci-fi stuff. So it's a sort of slice of life sci-fi thing with a lot of focus being on this whole rideback stuff. That's really the only technological advance that we have in the series beyond what we are at right now. There's no hover cars or anything like that. It's just ridebacks are the new mode of transportation, the new mode of personal transportation in this series, and they're not super commercially available. Random members of the public can't usually get their hands on them so easily, and the military hasn't utilized them as of yet, so that becomes a whole thing in the series anyway. But that's beside the point. Definitely check out Rideback if I have piqued your interest at all, and let me know what you think of the series in the comments below. I'm Criddle, this has been Rideback on another This Is, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.